If I asked you to name a beginner cybersecurity job, you'd probably say SOC analyst, maybe GRC, maybe even IAM. But almost nobody says vulnerability management. I find that strange because every organization has vulnerabilities and somebody has to make sure that the most important ones actually get fixed. Now, for the right person, vulnerability management can be a very practical cybersecurity pathway. But I want to be honest from the beginning, this is not a magic zero experience role. Many employers still want experience in IT support, help desk, systems, cloud, networking, patching, risk, or even security operations. So this video is not going to be a long technical lesson. I'm going to give you the recruiter view. I will explain what the role is, who has the best chance of moving into it, the job titles and skills to look for, what employers want to see on your resume, and the portfolio project I personally would build to prove I understand the work. Here is all you need to understand about the job itself. Vulnerability management is the ongoing process of finding security weaknesses, deciding which ones create the greatest risk, getting the right people to fix them, and then checking that the fix works. Now, it's not the same as pen testing. Some people think it is, and it's not simply running a scanner. A scanner may produce thousands of findings. The analyst has to decide what matters most, based on factors such as whether it's being exploited, whether the system is exposed, and how important that system is to the actual business. They then work with the system owner. They track the remediation and they verify the results. So in plain English, the job is to find, prioritize, fix, and verify. Now that's enough technical context for this video. There'll be other channels out there that go way more detail about the technical side of it. The question you probably care about as you're watching this video is, how do you get hired to do it? Well, the first thing to understand is that vulnerability management, it can be beginner accessible, but it is not constantly a true entry-level role, and that distinction really matters. When I look at these jobs as a recruiter, I'm not expecting every candidate to have already held the exact title vulnerability management analyst. However, I am looking for evidence that their previous work connects to the problems that this team needs to solve. If you work in help desk or desktop support, you may already understand devices, software versions, patching, ticket queues, and dealing with system users. If you work in systems, networking, or cloud, you probably understand production services or change control and what can go wrong when a fix is deployed badly. If you come from risk, audit, or compliance, you may know how to track findings, collect evidence, and follow up owners and explain risk clearly. Now, those are all useful transferable skills. Your job is to make that connection obvious, and that's key. Do not assume a recruiter will look at the general help desk job title and automatically understand why you are suitable for vulnerability management. They'll miss it sometimes. Spell it out on your CV. If you supported patching, say what you did. If you tracked incidents or tickets, then explain the actual volume, your responsibility, and the outcome. If you worked with system owners, change processes, risk registers, or remediation deadlines, make that visible. Employers don't hire potential they can't see. If you have no professional IT or risk experience, you can still work towards this pathway, but you need to be realistic about that first step. Help desk, desktop support, junior system support, patching, asset management, or a broader junior security role may be the bridge that gives you the production experience employers are looking for. That is not failing to get into cybersecurity. It is choosing a first role that helps you qualify for the next one. When you start searching, don't just look for vulnerability management analyst. Try these different titles: vulnerability analyst, exposure management analyst, patch and vulnerability analyst, cybersecurity vulnerability assessor, and broader security analyst roles that mention vulnerability remediation in some way. You can also search for the tools and processes that appear in adverts, including things like Tenable, Nessus, Rapid7, OpenVAS, exposure management, and patch management. Now, the title may change between employers. The work is what matters. So before changing your CV, I want you to read at least 20 current job adverts in the country where you can work. Create a very simple list of the requirements that keep appearing. Turn the repeated requirements into your roadmap. They tell you what to learn. They tell you what evidence to build and which gaps are actually stopping you from applying. For the technical foundations, focus on networking, Windows, Linux, and patching. Learn what CVEs and CVSS are and understand that a severity score is only one input into a business decision. Learn one vulnerability scanner well enough to explain the work for you if you get into an interview. For a home lab, you could explore Greenbone OpenVAS, Community Edition, or the current limited version of Nessus Essentials. Check the current license and only scan systems you own or have explicit permission to test. Now, I'm going to be clear, you do not need to master every tool. Employers want to see that you understand the process and can learn their platform. The other skill beginners often underestimate is communication. I talk about this all the time in my videos, but you may need to explain risk to a busy system owner. You may need to agree on an action and keep following up. Customer service and operations and project coordination can provide really useful evidence here, but you need practical evidence as well. Now, this is the portfolio project I would build. Do not call it I ran Nessus. That only tells an employer that you click the scan button. Rather, call it from scan to verified remediation, a vulnerability management case study. Then I want you to build a small, isolated lab with one scanner and 1 or 2 test machines. Only use systems you own or are authorized to scan. You can then create a simple asset list, run a baseline scan, and choose 5 findings to review. Now, for each one, explain why you would prioritize it, who owns the fix, and how you would verify the result. Then resolve what you safely can rescan and create a 1-page summary of your decisions and results. Now, the value of this project is not the scanner screenshot. It's the story you can tell an employer. And that's the kind of projects I look for on people's resumes. You can explain to them, here was the problem, here was the evidence, here was my decision, here was the action, here was the result. Now, that gives you something concrete for your CV, LinkedIn profile, and interviews. You can have a CV bullet point that could say, built an authorized vulnerability management lab, prioritize scanning findings using severity, exploitation evidence, and asset impact, then rescanned to verify remediation. Clearly label it as a personal lab or a simulated case study. Never present personal study as paid professional experience. Your CV should also lead with the evidence that is most relevant to the actual role you are applying for. So if you're moving from help desk, do not spend the first half of the page describing password resets. Lead with patching, device support, ticket ownership, things like that. If you're moving from risk or audit, then lead with findings, remediation tracking, and stakeholder follow-up. The goal is not to hide your background. Rather, the goal is to translate it. Then prepare for the questions that test whether you genuinely understand the role. You may be asked, you have thousands of critical and high findings. What do you address first? Well, a strong answer does not simply say the highest CVSS score. It considers active exploitation, internet exposure, asset importance, things like this. So here's how I would use the next 90 days. During the first 30 days, analyze those 20 job adverts I mentioned before, learn the foundations and identify the strongest transferable evidence from your current background. During days 31 to 60, build that lab project and practice explaining every decision in plain English. Really work on that. During days 61 to 90, package the evidence, add the project to your CV and LinkedIn, tailor your applications to the requirements that keep appearing from those 20 job ads you kept looking at. Contact people already working in vulnerability management and practice the interview questions out loud. Grab a family member, a friend, practice in the mirror. Use AI, it doesn't matter, as long as you're going back and forward with someone. Then apply for vulnerability roles and adjacent positions involving patching, asset management, or exposure to remediation work. Now, if you're starting from complete zero, stay open to a bridge role. Remember, vulnerability management may not be the easiest first job in cyber, but it's a clear target because you can identify the required skills and build relevant evidence. That is what will make you more credible than somebody who simply lists Nessus and a collection of certs. Now, comment Vuln and tell me your current background. Are you coming from help desk, systems, cloud, risk, another field, or no IT experience at all? And if you want my complete system for choosing the right cyber pathway and building evidence that helps you get interviews, take a look at my cyber job ready blueprint. I'll leave the link below. Then watch my video on cybersecurity job for beginners that aren't SOC analysts, because that will give you several other realistic pathways to compare with this one. I hope you found this helpful. As always, keep leveling up your career. I'll see you on the next video.